guys, and welcome to today's video. So in this video we're going to be talking about the 80th anniversary collection by Physicians Formula. I was so excited to try this because the website pictures look absolutely incredible. Specifically the eyeshadow palette looked beautiful. So they launched 4 different products. They launched a foundation, a highlighter, an eyeshadow quad, and a lipstick. And I have all of them on right now, and I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on everything, as well as doing a wear test for the foundation. So let's go ahead and get into the first product. So the first product I put on was obviously their foundation. This is Le Velvet foundation in the shade Sand Beige. And by the way, as far as I know, all of these products are limited edition. So if you do want to purchase them, I think you kind of have to get on it because I don't know how long these will be available. But back to the foundation. So again, this is in the shade Sand Beige. This was a little bit dark for me, but I made it work, bringing it down my neck and lightening up the center of my face with concealer. So this foundation comes in 4 different shades. Not the best shade selection. Again, Physicians Formula not really coming through for the deeper skin tones, which is always an issue that I see with their products. So hopefully they're going to start changing that. If enough of us complain, maybe they'll start adding more shades, but they do have 4 shades, which is better than, I guess, their usual 2. They claim that this foundation is long-lasting, full coverage, and water-resistant, and all of their products are hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, cruelty-free, oil-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, all of the things. So I usually don't like foundations like this. These sort of cream-based foundations usually look very heavy on my skin tone. I went into it feeling really skeptical, and on one half of my face I applied it using the BH Cosmetics brush, and I was pleasantly surprised. It blended out really easily, really beautifully. It did not feel heavy at all. Still doesn't feel heavy at all on the skin. And then on the other side of my face, I used this Wet n Wild foundation brush just to get the product on my face. And then I blended it out with my trusty L'Oreal foundation sponge. And again, beautiful, beautiful finish. I would say that with the brush, you definitely get a fuller coverage. I went in with a couple of layers when using the sponge, but I think the finish on the side where I used the sponge ended up looking more natural. But for kind of a quick full coverage routine, I would go with the brush. For occasions where you have a little bit more time to go in with a couple of layers, I would say the finish with the sponge is just slightly more natural looking. But overall, I think it applied beautifully. The shade ended up working pretty well, but I'll be giving you my final thoughts on this after doing a wear test. So I'll be wearing this for the rest of the day and checking back in. The second product that I tried from them was their new highlighter. Physicians Formula makes some of the best drugstore highlighters. They were one of the OG drugstore highlighter options, so I was really excited to try this. This is their Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls, and it's sort of like a pink icy highlighter. I applied it using my Unicorn Wet n Wild highlighting brush that I love, and this is blinding. Let me just tell you, you will see this on your cheeks. It is very, very pigmented, but I feel like this is for a certain kind of person or for a certain kind of occasion, because not only is it like this icy, super noticeable color, but there's also glitter running through it. So it's not just a shimmery highlight. There's little flecks of glitter that are running through and are kind of randomly placed on the face. So if you are not a fan of having glitter in your highlighters, I would steer clear of this. But if you're one of those people that wants a super icy, glittery highlight, I think you would enjoy this. It's not my personal favorite, but I think it's a good pigmented highlighter that could work for really, really special glam looks. Okay, so this next product I am so excited about. This, to me, is the must-have in this 80th anniversary collection. This is their new eyeshadow quad. I got mine in the shade Classic Nudes. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this out of Physicians Formula. First of all, let me say I don't love the packaging on any of these, not the best I've seen, and this doesn't have a mirror, which isn't my preference, but the formula of these eyeshadows inside is out of this world. Specifically, these 2 shimmery shades. I showed you guys when I was applying the Burt's Bees eyeshadow trio that I wasn't a fan of it. The shades weren't super pigmented, especially the shimmery shades. This one, I believe, is $7.99. It's much cheaper, and these 2 shimmery shades are out of this world. They feel almost like foiled eyeshadows. They went on beautifully, incredibly pigmented, incredibly shimmery, and then these 2 matte shades I think are perfect shades to have in this palette. You've got a lighter transition color and a deeper transition color, or something to deepen the crease or put along the lash line. So not only is this super cohesive, which you guys know is important to me, but the quality of these eyeshadows is some of the best that I've seen from Physicians Formula. It says you can apply these wet for a more dramatic look, but let me just tell you, I don't think that's necessary because they're so pigmented on their own. But if you just want your eyelids to be seen from outer space, wetting this with one of those e.l.f. sprays or whatever setting spray you have would just make it that much more pigmented. All right, and last but not least, I've already made a mess of this lipstick, is this new lipstick in the shade Berry Beige. I found the applicator to be a little bit weird. It's kind of got that pointed top. I tried to use it to kind of crisscross my Cupid's bow and made it work. I just feel like it was a little bit weird and not my favorite, but the actual formula on this is incredibly creamy and soft. I would say it's pigmented, but not super pigmented. It's one of those lipsticks that you can wear as kind of a sheer wash of color, or you can build up to where I built it up to, where it looks more like an opaque lipstick. So some people like to have that flexibility, but just be aware if you're looking for a super pigmented lipstick, that's not what this one is. It does feel extremely moisturizing and comfortable on the lips, and this is a hypoallergenic lipstick, so if you have sensitivity to lipsticks, this might be a great one to try. And I think this color is absolutely stunning, a perfect fall color. I will definitely be wearing this all the time. Apologies in advance. So I'm definitely a fan of this color, of this formula, but you have to build up the pigmentation and the applicator is a little bit weird. So that is the full collection. Obviously they do offer different shades in the foundation, the lipstick, and the eyeshadow palette. The highlighter is just this one shade, but those are the 4 different products in their collection. So I'm gonna continue wearing all of this throughout the rest of the day and check in with you guys, give you my final thoughts on this foundation after wearing it for a full day. So I will be back to check in a little bit later. Hey guys, so I am back. It's been the rest of the day and I wanted to give you guys a check-in and my final thoughts on this brand new Physicians Formula foundation. And as you guys can plainly see, I got pretty oily with this foundation, and the worst part, because I'm used to getting oily, the worst part is that kind of right around here, and I'll give you guys a close-up so that you can see, but right around here is starting to look really cakey in my pores, and it's very unflattering, especially in natural light. So I would say, especially if you have oily skin, I would go ahead and pass on this foundation, but the highlighter has stayed intact really well. So again, if you're into a very intense, icy, sparkly highlighter, this might be the one for you. I also feel like this lipstick is beautiful, and the way that it faded made me like it even more. It left this kind of just stain on my lips, and it kind of looks like that was the look I was going for on purpose. So I really liked the way this applied. It felt really moisturizing, buildable pigment, and the way it faded, absolutely beautiful, just kind of a stain. But the must-have, like I said when I was applying, I still feel like the must-have from this collection is definitely this eyeshadow palette. I am blown away by it. My inner corner highlight and my lid color are still absolutely beautiful with no primer and a pretty greasy foundation. So props to this eyeshadow palette. They nailed it on this formula. So that is going to be it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video.